Grand Rising people, welcome to Phantom Vitality, where we discuss news, tips, and takes on health, wealth, and the world at large. Here's your crypto news update. So first, we're going to talk about the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin took a tumble along with the stock market. Big tumble. Everything is looking bloody today. There's blood on the streets. You got Bitcoin at 43,000. It took a big tumble yesterday from 46, and it's just been dropping ever since, dropping like a brick. We have Ethereum. Ethereum is at 3,380. It's down 11% right now. So the overall market has been dropping. I've noticed that the stock market was moving down as well. A lot of major players in the stock market saw dips as well. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe we don't know if this is a signal that the bear market is coming, but like I was saying before, and apologies for not making a video yesterday. My audio got messed up while I was recording everything. So there's that. But what we were saying before, Bitcoin has been in a fight to get back to 50K. And now it's looking like it passed through the floor in terms of the support, and it broke that support. And ever since it broke that support, we have Bitcoin right now a pretty low amount. So, not financial advice, but buying the dip looks like a good idea right now if you believe in Bitcoin in the long term. So let's get to the first story. The UK police have seized $435 million in illicit Bitcoin. That's a lot. That's a lot. So let's get into it. Police forces in the UK have seized £322 million or $435 million worth of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as a result of criminal investigations over the past 5 years. According to Freedom of Information requests made by New Scientist, 12 of the UK's 48 police forces have seized crypto amounting to $322 million at the time of seizure. In comparison, 15 forces either failed to respond or declined to provide information. The vast majority, over 99.9% of the cryptocurrency was Bitcoin, with the remainder made up of Ethereum as well as privacy coins including Monero, Dash, and Zcash. The London Metropolitan Police made up the lion's share of seizures with takings of £294 million or $398 million. FOI requests revealed that Greater Manchester Police seized £25 million or $34 million, while Dyfed Powys Police seized £2.4 million or $3.2 million over the 5-year period covered by the request. Detective Chief Inspector Joseph Harrop of Greater Manchester Police's Economic Crime Unit told New Scientist that UK police forces are just getting their heads around the technology of cryptocurrency. His own force has been recruiting civilian staff with relevant experience to train detectives. So, I think we mentioned seizures before in terms of, these countries going in and taking crypto because of people doing criminal things with it, which naturally, you expect that to happen. I think Bitcoin was always used for stuff like this from long before, in all honesty. And, it's going to continue to happen. But now, like they're saying, they're hiring civilians to show them the ropes and how a lot of this is done. Because truth be told, cybercrime is going to continue to go up. It's going to continue to be on the rise. Especially with the crypto market moving in the direction that's moving, especially with more and more people, wanting in on the market, wanting to make money for themselves using this market. There's going to be way more people who are going to be waiting in the wings to prey on them. And it's not only that crypto is being used for. But there's definitely also people who use, crypto for drug transactions, to, do different things, to like fund, organizations that are doing, maybe terroristic things in certain parts of the world. But at the end of the day, we always have to remember that this was over the past 5 years. So if this was over the past 5 years, that means that if you divide it up, they were getting around $80 to $90 million worth of Bitcoin. They were seizing that amount over the past 5 years on average, which, in the big picture is not really that much. For an entire year, to be seizing that much in an entire year, that's not that much, because they probably seize even more in, actual pounds. Because, the US alone, they seize a lot of money in terms of illicit transactions or arrest or a lot of different things. They seize way more than that. So while crypto is being, seized like this from the UK and in the US and in other, westernized or developed societies, we still have to remember that, fiat money is still the number one way that money is being laundered, because it's much easier compared to crypto, because it's like most of these people don't really know what crypto is unless they're using it for like, some kind of fish mining operation. We don't really, yeah, they're not going to be using it for a lot of different things. But nevertheless, that happened, and let's move on. So next we have OlympusDAO. They've rolled out a $3.3 million bug bounty program with DeFi security platform ImmuneFi. It says DeFi project OlympusDAO has announced the launch of its bug bounty program with record-breaking payouts of up to $3.3 million. So let's read on. Security services platform ImmuneFi is now offering a new bug bounty program for OlympusDAO, a hotly discussed decentralized finance protocol underpinning a cryptocurrency called OHM. OHM is marketed as a free floating reserve currency, which means that it is backed by a basket of different assets rather than a fiat currency. This free floating feature also means that the OHM token is subject to extreme bouts of volatility often seen in traditional cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. However, despite some doubts, the project has quickly gained traction since its inception in March 2021. Backed by a heavy meme culture and a strong community, OlympusDAO stands out among other DeFi projects thanks to its innovative tokenomics, which aims to control supply expansion through a host of novel solutions. These include protocol managed treasury of assets, protocol owned liquidity, a staking reward structure with up to 4,640% APY, and a unique bonding mechanism. The latter is designed to offer OHM at a discount to its current market value in exchange for liquidity pool tokens issued to participants, providing liquidity to decentralized exchanges like SushiSwap or Uniswap. We got a quote, and it says Olympus has a goal of becoming the reserve asset for all of DeFi, said OlympusDAO bug bounty manager Proof of Steve in a press release seen by Decrypt. To achieve that, we need to ensure security, and that's exactly why the community authorized this bug bounty program with ImmuneFi. And if you don't know what ImmuneFi is, they also mentioned that ImmuneFi, which raised $5.5 million in funding in October of last year, is a popular bug bounty program platform for smart contracts and DeFi projects. Projects that choose ImmuneFi to host their bug bounty programs include Synthetics, Chainlink, SushiSwap, PancakeSwap, Bancor, Cream Finance, Compound, Alchemix, Nexus Mutual, and others. To date, the firm has paid out over $8 million in rewards to white hat hackers working on discovering and disclosing possible vulnerabilities and protocols. The platform's largest payout was $2 million awarded to a security researcher who found a critical vulnerability in the Polygon plasma bridge last year. With its bug bounty program launch, OlympusDAO aims to prevent loss of treasury, user, and bond funds and is willing to splash out up to $3.3 million in rewards for those who help. Well-run bug bounty programs continue to be the most proven and effective solution for protecting crypto protocols and user funds locked in their contracts, said Mitchell Amador, founder and CEO of ImmuneFi. So I mentioned this before about how bounty programs are going to be a great way to make money for a lot of people. And man, even I'm thinking about, getting in on the action. And we see this project, OlympusDAO, which I've been looking at a lot. Actually, I've been researching this project a lot and checking out what they're about. And to see that they're rolling out this bounty means they're even more serious about their goals of establishing a reserve asset within the DeFi system. And they've already, if we look at OlympusDAO right now, they have a lot of support early on, and it was because of their, APY. The APY is like up there right now. Before it was a little higher. Before I think it was maybe about 7,000% APY, and now it's 4,633. So if you look at it right now, they have a total value locked of $2 billion, $2.6 billion, and they have a treasury balance of $688 million, with their APY being 4,633. So in this situation, OlympusDAO is like get it while the getting is good type of situation, as the more and more people who put their money in it, the lower the APY gets. And I mean, even when you look at it, 4,633% is still, nothing to sniff at. That's still, $4,000 if you put $100 in there. Put $100 in there, you still can get, a good amount, make a really good return on that. That's like 46x in your money. So I expect more and more people to get in on this, especially with the bug bounty program. And it's like I said before, like these bounty programs are going to keep expanding, and there's going to be more opportunities like this for people to be able to go in and just nitpick the code and see what vulnerabilities are in that code with all of these projects. So I wouldn't be discouraged from getting in on it and at least learning how to code and getting into these if you think that it's a good idea, because you could be doing this anywhere in the world. And this is what I'm starting to realize about crypto and why more and more people are and should be going full-time crypto. Even with this page, like my focus is to continue to, educate others and, learn with others and, have other people see my successes and failures through what I invest in and what I'm interested in and what I'm, researching within the cryptocurrency community, because this is, important. We're talking about, bringing the entire world together economically in a better way, in a more seamless way, in a way in which everybody can be a participant within it. And things like these bug bounty programs, all you have to do is identify the, glitch and identify the problem. And like we mentioned before about Polygon, those two guys got millions of dollars in that reward because of that. So we see another, major project that has legs, that has a lot of money into it, bringing out this bounty, with this platform that's worked with major players in, the crypto community already. Synthetics is big, Chainlink is big, Sushi Swap is big, Pancake Swap is big, Banker, Cream Finance, Compound, Nexus Mutual. These are huge DeFi projects. They're huge DeFi projects right now, so they have that reputation as well. So this is a really good move, really big move. I'm excited to see what comes. Um, so let's move on from that and let's get into the next story. So speaking of, DeFi, what's going on right now, we're getting a report that Solana, Terra, and Polkadot are actually growing faster than Ethereum, which is very interesting. So it says Ethereum still has the largest ecosystem of developers in Web3, according to Electric Capital, but other networks are gaining traction. And this is something before I, start reading the story. This is something that I was actually watching Tech Lead, and he was talking about the different predictions that he had, and he was talking about it in terms of Cardano. He said he didn't like Cardano because Cardano didn't have a lot of developers. And now that I hear, and I'm reading this, it makes complete sense that you need more developers on your blockchain. You need more people building on your blockchain. And your blockchain has to still be interoperable with, Ethereum and the other blockchains for it to really work. And that's one thing with Cardano. Like Cardano is kind of like a loner in that regard because it didn't want to bridge its blockchain over to the other blockchains. So you have to do a whole bunch of other stuff with Cardano. But ultimately, the amount of developers that are on a platform will determine how successful it is. So let's read. It says, there's nothing like a market boom to bring people aboard. After a record 2021 for crypto prices, more developers than ever joined Web3 projects last year. And there's another thing I was saying about how a lot of these developers are going to be leaving these traditional, firms, and they're going to be starting to work on Web3 and work on crypto projects. So according to a new report from early stage crypto investment firm Electric Capital, several protocol ecosystems are outpacing the largest developer ecosystem out there: Ethereum, Polkadot, Solana, Near, Avalanche, and Terra have faster initial ecosystem growth than Ethereum. The report states the metrics it uses to come to this conclusion are the length of days since the first commit in or change to the code, and the number of total developers since the launch. When measured against Ethereum at a similar stage, those 6 layer 1 ecosystems have more active developers. And then they show a graph that's showing that, and I have the graph up right now, so we can see that that is true based on what I'm looking at right here. Ethereum was slow to get off, but you have to remember that when Ethereum came out, it was like, and Ethereum, by the way, was the first project I really dived deep into and learned about. But when Ethereum came out, no one even knew what this was. No one knew that this would be successful. No one knew that it would be what it is today and have, the beautiful problems that it's having right now compared to these other, blockchains that have come out on Ethereum, on top of Ethereum, that people know what it is. People know what it's about. People are early. There's more people who are already thinking about the future potential. So I can see that, these projects would be, blowing up faster in terms of their ecosystem growth because of what Ethereum already did. It's like a that LeBron is gonna average this amount of points because of what Kobe and Jordan did beforehand. But you can say that Jordan was Ethereum and that Kobe was Solana and Terra was LeBron, So definitely these are 4 projects that people are, paying attention to, especially as, Ethereum gets more and more congested. People are going to be looking for even more. And there's gonna be like though I forgot, but there was like a map, some kind of tree map that I saw a long time ago where people were talking about this, and it showed like Bitcoin, and it showed Ethereum, and then it showed like the other projects that are going to be built off of that, and then there's going to be projects that are built off of this, and that's ultimately what we want. We don't want one dominant player. We want we want more players in the game, where if you want to say you only want to use Solana, you can do that. If you want to say you only want to use Polkadot, you can do that. You know, as long as you have people in the ecosystem that are developing, that are keeping it safe, that are keeping it advanced, that are helping it scale, that are going in and also, using it in transactions, whether they're buying stuff with it. This is the beauty of crypto right now, is that it's becoming multifaceted money. It's like 4D money, or even 3D money, as the dollar is more 2D money. So let's keep going. Solana, Avalanche, BSC, and Terra have all emerged in the past year as new hubs for decentralized finance, DeFi activity, with their networks accommodating applications for peer-to-peer lending, swaps, and other transactions. Their token prices have climbed the charts accordingly. Near is also integrating DeFi elements, causing its native coin to hit a record high this week. And after several years of work, Polkadot launched parachains at the end of December, essentially bringing smaller blockchains onto its network. Electric Capital's lengthy report includes several elements that put ecosystem growth in perspective, lest someone cries foul that it misrepresents Ethereum's overall value while puffing up rivals. First, it admits that not all commits are created equal in terms of time spent, and it limits its scope to open source code repositories, which has the effect of undercounting total developers. Second, the report slices developer data in multiple ways, including looking at full-time, part-time, and one-time protocol and community developers. Protocol devs work on the core blockchain, while community devs work on the tools and applications on that blockchain. When looking at only full-time developers, those with at least 10 commits per month, Solana, Polkadot, BSC, and Near still rank ahead of Ethereum at comparable stages. Avalanche and Terra do not. Third, Electric Capital also dives into retention levels across protocols and what makes devs stick around. Hint, those joining at the market peak aren't likely to stay, or aren't as likely to stay. It finds that Ethereum draws the lion's share of new Web3 developers, averaging between 20 and 25% of the total each month. That equates to over 700 new developers for Ethereum per month, an all-time high. Moreover, 30% of those developers who started full-time on Ethereum projects in 2017 were still around in 2021. Across the entire Web3 space, retention through the 3 years was 30%. Ethereum has lower rates of attrition. So this is interesting. It's like we're learning as we go along, and we're learning about all these things that are happening within the crypto community. But it's very interesting to see this, that these blockchains have more and more developers that are supporting it, and they see the potential in it. And I like the point that they made about a lot of people coming in at the market peak, actually not staying around, not sticking around. And this is why bear markets are so great, because we have to take the good with the bad. Yes, the price goes down. Yes, the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum and all those things go down. But at the same time, it gives you the opportunity to go and research more projects, or become a builder yourself, in terms of becoming a developer, learning how to code, learning how things go, just starting it within yourself and saying, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to start. And then that's it. So it's those who work hard and build things and, fix the problems in the bear market that reap the benefits in the bull market. Because it's like waves. you see the sand. If you're ever at a beach and you're sitting and you're looking at the sand, you see how the sand is drawing in when the wave is about to form. So the sand is going into the ocean as a wave forms, and then it comes and flows right back out in a wave. The wave comes, and the wave is either big or small, but it comes back and it just flows right back out. And that's what we're seeing. So if we do get hit with a bear market right now, with the prices going in the direction that it goes in, I would say don't get discouraged and be encouraged in learning more about the technology and learning how you can contribute to the technology, because there's always going to be the people who buy and sell. Those people are going to be, who they are. They're always going to be, people who want to make a quick buck or want to make some money off this and then throw their money in real quick. But the people who build off of it, let's say you build up a project that is really necessary to the ecosystem of crypto at large, and you vest a certain amount of those tokens, and you find that people believe in it, well, how you've made much more money, doing what you like and solving a problem within this whole entire thing, versus, just buying and selling, buying low and selling high. So there's that ultimately. So I hope that you've learned, more today. I hope that, this news gets you excited for what's to come, and, ultimately have a great day.